Hey, what's up, tribe? It is 1:02. Had to get a little avocado toast and play with my daughter for 1 minute. She was like, "Daddy, I need you." So here I am and excited for today's Miracle Monday. It is pouring rain here in the mountains, and we're expecting a lot of snow. So we're going to be doing stuff inside the house for this week. And I wanted to mention that tomorrow is Tuesday, the last day for those of you who want to join the Medical Qigong Academy, the 9-month deep dive certification as a healer, to fine-tune your skills, your abilities, and have a community to become awake with and share each other's gifts and shadows and light, and heal our trauma and become more of who we're meant to be. So if you're interested still, send me a direct message, and tomorrow's the last day. So wanted to mention that. And then stay tuned, because in May 21st, one of my best friends on the planet, his name is Alex Kugler. Some of y'all may know him. We're going to do a 3-month course on the art and science of embodied prayer, Qigong technology, and prayer technology. It's going to be super potent. So just wanted to give y'all a heads up. So for today, what's up, Christian? Great to see you, man. If we break down Qigong into areas of mastery, right? We can break it down into 3 simple areas. 1 is physical mastery. 2 is energetic mastery, which is both mind and emotions. And 3 is like respiratory, right? How to master our breath. So today, Miracle Monday, is all about breathwork, Tummo, and how to use that as an amplifier for our prayers and our intentions. What's up, Angela? What's happening? So we're going to dive in. I'm going to take another bite of my avocado toast. Please feel free to grab some water. Today's practice is probably going to be about 30 minutes, all right? And let me know where you're coming in from. What part of the planet are you coming in from? Okay. Here we go. So, whenever I do breath work, I typically like to do it seated, because I can concentrate and be still. And then the more, as you progress, you can start doing this breath work standing, because standing Qigong or standing meditation is, I don't want to say it's so much more powerful, but it's powerful to do standing meditation because all of our bones are stacked, and we become like that resonating chamber, that piezoelectric wire that allows just a higher frequency and current of energy to start to run through our system. Okay, so there's a time and a place for both seated. What's up, Mary? Great to see you. Oh yeah, Maui, Connecticut. So when we talk about breath mastery, there's certain practices that you're going to want to do standing, because it's just easier to get into that breath practice, and there's other practices that you're going to want to do sitting. Okay. And for today, we're definitely going to do some Tummo, but what I felt called to share today was a simple practice for our digestion, okay? Super powerful, and this is a technique that if you, or some of you know, some of you love, has any kind of bowel distress or trouble with digestion, trouble with bowel movements, trouble with going, somebody's constipated, these kind of things. Because we know from an energetic perspective or a medical Qigong perspective that if our digestion is off, that means we're not assimilating nutrients into our body in the right way, which is why your gut intelligence, your gut microbiome, having probiotics and eating as clean as you can is very important for our immune system. And we know that our gut health is a primary factor in our immune system, right? So those of us who are contending with, all of us are contending with this coronavirus, but if we know how to strengthen our immune system from the inside out, then we're fine, okay? So the recommended dosage of this breath work practice is 50 times if you are just a normal, healthy, being. Your bowel movements are pretty normal. And what is normal, right? Because somebody like, I don't know, what's normal? 1 bowel movement a day is a minimum. So you're like, okay, it's fairly healthy. right? Typically between the hours of 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. because that's the large intestine time, right? Our large intestine empties out all of the shit, all of the gunk, all of the old, and the large intestine is connected to the lungs, and we know the lungs is all about also letting go, right? The inspiration and then the expiration. So with that being said, 50 is times doing this breath work, okay? Once a day for those who are have a normal digestion. What's up, Sky? Great to see you. Miss y'all. And Mary, Wendy, Sony. So those who have constipation issues, okay, or digestive issues, you want to do this 250 times. 250 times, which sounds like a lot, but really it only takes like 5 minutes, okay? To do this 50 breaths, which we're going to do right here in a moment, we're going to do 2 rounds of 50. And it'll probably take 2 minutes or so. So you can do 250 at once, or you can do 50 sets of 50 throughout the day, okay, of this breath work technique. All right. So what I'm going to do is just kind of show you my belly here a little bit. So this we call the Bellows breath, okay, the Bellows breath. And essentially I'm going to use my hands as an example, okay. So you're going to do a double inhale, and the belly expands. A double exhale, and the belly contracts. So we're creating this bellows, this pump. When you inhale, the perineum muscles will relax a little bit. When you exhale, the perineum muscles will contract a little bit. Right? So we're creating this pump, which activates what's called the peristalsis. The peristalsis is the involuntary muscles of our stomach that help to digest food and allow us to have a strong metabolism. Okay, so let's do a little practice round. Okay, so bring your hands on your belly. If you're not used to doing breath work into your belly, don't worry, just do your best. Okay, and as I do this, so just put your hand on your belly, right? And I want you to just hit your belly hard enough so that it pooches out a little bit. It's like boom, boom. And you may notice as you hit your belly, your perineum muscles also kind of activate. It's very similar to if you're lifting like heavy squats or deadlifts, right? So can you kind of feel that? Boom. Maybe you're doing 60, 70%. Give it a good whack. Okay, good. So that kind of stimulates the chi in the belly, in the lower dantian. Now when you inhale, maybe I should just go like this. Inhale, right? Belly go. Exhale. Okay? Find a rhythm. It doesn't necessarily matter if you breathe in through the nose or the mouth. What's more important is that you're focusing on the double contraction or double expansion and double contraction. And just kind of find a rhythm with your nose or your mouth. Okay? So here we go. We're starting with a double exhale. Ready? Exhale, contract. Inhale, expand. Sit up nice and tall. Halfway there. Ten more. Five more. When you take the last one, double inhale. Then slowly breathe into the chest. Exhale, slow, relax your shoulder and feel the vibration in your belly. Feel the warmth in your belly. You can bring your hands over your abdomen. And then return to a natural breath. Soft and smooth. becoming aware of the physical sensations in your body. So I'm observing a tingling in my belly, in my feet. I'm noticing a little bit more pulsing through my spine. I'm aware of tension in my shoulder blades. So this practice will increase your warmth in your belly. Okay? I'm going to do another round. Right? And this time as you do it, I want you to, if you can, do it standing. Okay? I'm going to stay seated so you can see me, but because when you're standing, it's actually going to, like right now I'm sitting, so there's a 90-degree angle in my hip flexors. Now, if you do seated meditation, it's important to make sure that you're sitting. So if this is my butt, right, and these are my knees, I want to sit with my butt slightly above, right, so that way my hips, actually this would be the front of the hips, and I should just show you here. So if I sit down, right, there's more opening. If I sit down in a chair that's too low, it starts to cut off the chi in my hips, and those muscles get short and tight, and we don't want short and tight fascia. We want them to be open, okay? So if you can, stand up. Oh, actually, I can't do it. I can do it standing up. So stand up, have your feet underneath you, bend your knees a little bit, okay? Feel your shoulders relax. Just kind of shake it out for a minute. Do this for 5 breaths. Just shake out the lymphatic system. Open up everything. Maybe you haven't done any movement today. Or maybe it's been a few hours of sitting down today. Let's open some things up. Okay. So now, bring your hands here on the inguinal crease. And then just inhale, breathe in some heat from your hands. Let your belly expand. And just feel this whole pathway, the leg channels opening up, right? Through the hip flexors into the belly. And let's do another 50 breaths, the Bellows breath. So remember, it's double inhale, the belly expands. Contracts, double exhale. Keep going, finding a rhythm for yourself. When you exhale, contract the sphincter and the perineum, lift it a little bit. When you inhale, let everything soften, okay? Really use those ab muscles. Let's do 20 more. When you start getting saliva, swallow that saliva down. Swallow the saliva down. That's our parasympathetic nervous system activating. Let's do about 10 more. Slow it down a little bit. Last 3. When you're ready, take that last one, double inhale. Then keep inhaling up to your heart. And exhale, relax your shoulders, exhale slow. Hands on the belly. Then return to a natural belly breath, a soft breath. Feel the tingling, the vibration in your belly, in your spine, the heat. Turning your awareness inward to your energetic sensitivities. Smiling to your belly, seeing your digestion improve. See the function of your stomach, your small intestine, your large intestine all operating at a high level. And begin to visualize golden light. This is the earth element we're working with. Helps our digestion and elimination. So I'm aware that as I'm standing, I feel much more energy from doing that breathwork standing, especially in my spine, my hips, and up to my brain. Okay. So now massage your belly, ground in, and then put in the chat box what you noticed. Put in the comments. What did you notice from that little practice? What feelings, what sensations did you notice? Okay. We got Jen in here. What's up, Jen? Great question, Sky. Any suggestion of doing this before or after eating? I would do this before eating. Okay. Dr. Johnson, my grandmaster, he had a fun and not so fun story of one of his students doing this practice after eating, and it wasn't good, right? So basically, if we start pumping the chi like that, then it can cause us to, the food to kind of get backed up, right? So we don't want to do this after eating. I would say about 30 to 45 minutes after eating would be okay, depending on how fast your digestion is, or definitely an hour after eating you can do it. But make it a part of, like if you already have a movement practice or a meditation, do it as a primer, okay? Do it as a primer before your meditation. You'll feel more heat, more warmth, more grounded in your body. Natalie said, I just ate not too long ago, so I did find my belly a little tight. Yeah, that's a great point, Natalie. So the other option now, if you notice you eat a little too much and things aren't moving, what you can do is do a gentle massage clockwise. So it's like maybe 10 to 20% pressure. But I can feel the heat from my hand help the energy move through my large intestine and through my my large intestine, right? So like, without getting too deep into the anatomy of it all, after it goes into the stomach, it goes into our small intestine where a lot of the heavy lifting of digestion happens, right? And then from there, it goes to the large intestine, which runs clockwise. So if you go into the right side of your hip and up right to the ribs and then across and then down, that whole circle is your large intestine, your colon. And you can do these massages, okay? And you can also like gently, what I'll do is sometimes I feel this, I forget there's a certain name, but right here where the transverse colon meets the descending colon, I feel like it gets stuck here in the left hand pocket. And I can just gently massage and rub, and that'll help your digestion kind of immediately, okay? Let's see. Wendy said, my hands actually got cold, and as breathing, throat got dried and cold. So if you notice that, if you guys are breathing through the mouth, try to practice more through the nose, because the nose will cleanse the air and it'll heat and warm your system more so, especially if you notice your throat get dry, okay? So one of the first keys in mastering energy is always staying attuned to the temperature that we're feeling internally, okay? And I bet, Wendy, if you practice this for 3 more rounds through your nose, you'll probably start to get some heat and some warmth. But also one thing of note when we do breathwork practices can also be cleansing, right? They can be cleansing, and when our system starts to cleanse or detoxify, the energy can go inward, right? So you can have an internal sense of heat, but then your limbs can get a little bit cooler or colder. There's a practice called breath empowerment, where we lie down and we do this, kind of intense breathing for 30 minutes. And that's happened where I get very cold because all the chi is going inward to the cells. And then our external field gets cold. So that's a good point to note. Sky said, standing, I felt tingles in my stomach. Excellent. Linda said, I like this because it's like Wim Hof, but I like the option to do it slower. Yes, indeed. Yeah, and that's what I want to really educate you guys on. Anytime you learn a practice from any teacher, allow yourself the freedom to explore it. Maybe you need to go a little slower. Maybe you need to go a little faster. And you're going to find that right way for you. Okay? And then Linda also asked, this might not be what we want to try when we're in anxiety, though. Is it? I would say in general, if you're in anxiety and you start doing belly breathing like this, it'll probably help. But the number one breath practice to calm anxiety I use is big inhales. And let's do this together because we're on here, Miracle Monday, learn about the breath. Is a big inhale. And then a that long drawn out sigh slows the heart rate down, which calms anxiety. Because anxiety is kicked on when fight or flight happens, adrenaline and cortisol. Oh shit, I gotta run. Oh, I got this email I gotta get back to. So the fastest way to drop the heart rate is through the breath. So remember this, your breath controls your heart rate, which controls your brain state. So when we do long exhales, everything starts to calm down. Okay, so this Bellows breath, I wouldn't use for calming stress. It may or may not have a helpful experience, but this is really distinguishing the practices for calming stress is the slow, long exhalations and the that sigh. And if you do that right now, put your hand on your heart right now. And let's do 3 together, okay? And you'll feel your heart actually vibrate, okay? So we know that when we tone, it vibrates the glands, and it's like qigong for our glands, because we can't go in there and massage our glands, but the sound vibrates, okay? So let's do 3. So one hand on the heart, breathe in. And it's a descending tone to kind of drop the energy down, ground us. 2 more. Smiling to your heart. 1 more. Very good. Now, just for fun, let's do the ascending tone. The descending tone is to clear and ground. The ascending tone will bring in some joy, or bring in some upliftment. Okay. So if I'm feeling a little sad, a little lethargic, a little down, I'll use toning and do it upward, and I totally feel uplifted from that. And Natalie said, I'll try it again tomorrow. I feel a little more awake and was really lethargic this morning. Yes, this Bellows breath will definitely help kickstart your physical energy and vitality. Do you guys feel that vibration in the heart, right? Maybe a little bit more just kind of soft and relaxed. Just checking to see if anybody had any other questions. Natalie asked, I was wondering that yang breath tends to be activating when I'm in a major state of anxiety. Yes. So in that sense, this is actually called the yang tonification exercise, this Bellows breath. So in general, that there's a little more heat that's going to be added. And if we're already anxious, right, the heart is already anxious, if we add that heat, that's not always the best thing. So Sandra said yes. Sky asked, the Bellows breath isn't hyperventilating? I would say no, because when you're hyperventilating, it's just like, it's very short. It's like it's not getting down to the belly. So what I would suggest is making the breath a little slower or a little deeper so you can really feel the belly expand. So that's the difference, because hyperventilation, it just all stays up in here. And you're never actually expanding the diaphragm and getting oxygen and blood to these organs. Okay, so that would be the difference between Bellows breath and hyperventilation. Wendy asked, will that breath to calm down, lower the heart rate, a quick thing to do when receiving bad news? Yes. The haws, those, we call it the haws, or pulling down heavy. It's just like, that's if you get some bad news, take a minute, do 10 haws, and you're going to feel better. You're definitely going to feel better because it softens the heart, and you can feel that tightness in the chest. A cold rush through the body, and you can. Sometimes it's nice to put a hand on the belly and the heart. It's like you're hugging yourself, and you're like, it's okay. You're safe. I love you. It's going to be okay. All right. What's up, Lisa? What's up, Laura? Ellen? Okay, let's see. What time is it? Where's my watch? Oh, great. We're already at 30 minutes. Good Lordy. We just started. The fun just started. I gotta have a sip of water. Grab a sip of water, please. It's great. We got like 25 live Jedis in this. I'm so excited. All right. So, in the Medical Qigong School, we go deep in depth with all of these trainings and the specific uses. And, please start using these techniques and these practices right now. All right. So it is 1:28. Now, what makes this Miracle Monday? For me is tuning into the divine with each of you, tuning into our hearts, tuning into what's most important for us, and really attuning to what is the state of consciousness that makes us available for magic, for miracles, right? There's a science to this. And as we've spoken of, one is gratitude. And there's so much science behind this now. When we get in a state of gratitude, it opens up aspects of our brain and serotonin and these healthy neurochemicals, right? When we touch ourselves, right, for 7 seconds, just breathing and like giving ourselves that self-love and care and really like it activates that quality of, I think it's called oxytocin, that we get when we embrace or hug another and feeling that feeling of love. So with that being said, we're going to do a simple practice right now, and we're going to go through our Tummo practice. And please, if you are unfamiliar with the Tummo, go to YouTube and type in Tummo tutorial, and you'll find one of my videos on the Tummo technique and the practice to really master it and get more of the details and everything. So, think about this time with us, it's like really about practice time. I would say that if there's one thing I want you to focus on during this Tummo practice, one is the clarity of your intention. Okay, the clarity of your intention then becomes amplified through the breath work. And the second thing I want you to pay attention is when we drop the chi, on that last breath down into our belly, the belly presses out and down, and then you gently lift on the perineum. So it creates this barrel of energy, of pressurization of energy. Okay, because we're like a divine battery. So it's like taking those prayers or those intentions, and then dropping them down deep, deep, deep inside into the core of ourselves, where we can open up to deep listening and surrender any attachment. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 rounds, and we're gonna keep them a little more short and sweet today. We're gonna do 5 breaths for the earth, the water, the fire, the air, and space. Okay, or the ether. What's up, my man Kent Bates? That's what's up. Okay, so here we go. Tummo, which is a Tibetan word meaning inner fire. So let's rub the hands, get some heat, get some warmth. And my favorite way to do this practice these days is to have one hand on my lower belly and one hand on my heart. Okay, and then we'll do 5 breaths. In this first round, I want you to tune in to that pillar of light that you are and send a smile to your heart. Thank you for showing up. We are building the new earth right now inside of our hearts. Learning to be generous with ourselves, compassionate with ourselves. And so tune into gratitude. Tune into something that brings you a smile. Something in the last 24 hours that you can be grateful for. And then let that gratitude overflow your entire spine and connect you to your soul essence. Here we go. 5 breaths on 3. With all you got. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Breathe in big. And out. In, rocking back. And out. 3. And out. 4. Bigger. And out. Tuning into love and gratitude. Hold it at the top. When you're ready, swallow it down into a round belly. Relax your shoulders. Open your lips, breathing out a thread of air through pursed lips. Overflowing with gratitude, appreciation. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for choosing this life. Thank you for being here. As we walk through the darkness, right? We're all going into this dark night of the soul, where we all get to come inward and find the light inside. We are all quarantined. We're all on retreat. We all get to go into the cave of ourselves, of our little houses and rooms. And so really tune into how we can create a sense of gratitude for this time. To be alone with ourselves. And at the same time, feel this connection through the interwebs, and this love and this support. What's up, Shaw? What's up, Mary? And then allow your body to move. It's nice to integrate in this next breath here. Let's see, dear God, Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, guide us, open the way. This is a prayer of calling on our inner strength and patience. How can we be patient during these times? How can we heal scarcity and open to generosity? And feeling the call, calling in our ancestors, the support from all those who have come before us. And realizing that this is a global issue. We are all activating globally. We are all going through this same initiation together. And I love you and I thank you for showing up. We're all being initiated right now. And so we ask God, Goddess, Mama Gaia, open the way. Open the way for us to heal, to reveal our gifts, and to really embrace all that we are. Embrace our soul gifts and create a world where we get to share those gifts with ease and with grace and create new systems and new structures on this planet. Here we go. Let's do 10. Let's double the power. 10 breaths here. New beginnings. Opening the way. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Breathe in big. And out. In. And out. In. And out. 4. And out. 5. Feel the earth. 6. Feel the water. 7. Feel the inner fire. Number 8. The air. Slow it down, feeling the cosmos. And number 10, with all your heart, breathe it in. Hold it in your heart. And drop it down into your belly, this pearl of love. And as you exhale, feel the way becoming more open in your heart. Feeling the way becoming more open in your life to share your gifts with more ease and grace. Feel God opening up new doors. As old doors close, as the old world dies, we open a new way of being. We become like the phoenix rising from the ashes. And see and feel your wings at your shoulder blades beginning to expand and heat and warm. Feel your belly, the sun inside of you, warm. And feel a degree of strength inside. A degree of trust that grows stronger and stronger every day. We simply water it with our breath every day. And sending that smile down into your heart. And imagine your higher self speaking to yourself right now. I love you. I thank you. You are filled with strength. You are filled with guidance in this moment. Remember me. Remember to come back home inside. Remember. And sending blessings to those who are joining us. Ellen and Otto and Christopher and Brian. And let's do one more round. And what I want you to tune into, what is the world that you want to create? If you were to connect to your highest vision a year from now, okay? A year from now, where you're living your best life. What would that look like? Who would you be with? What kind of food would you be eating? What land would you be on? Would you be sharing, teaching, growing food? What does that life look like? And calling in our future enlightened self right now. We start to build these conscious communities inside and outside. And let yourself dream into the possibilities of harmony, of peace, and where you're getting paid well for your gifts, whatever that looks like. Whatever that looks like, you're receiving abundance in resources, in finances, in food, in money, in whatever way that is, so that you can be sustained and nourished, and feel that right now. And then bring one hand in your heart and feel that. And just say inwardly, I am nourished in this moment. I am nourished in this moment by spirit. Everything I need is right here inside me. Everything I need is right here. And so on 3, let's do 10 breaths. Breathing into this new reality, experiencing the joy and the gratitude and the love of this new earth. Okay? And visualize all those you love that you want to build this new earth with, honoring, respecting one another, honoring, respecting the land. Tuning in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Breathe in. And out. In. And out. A new earth is happening right now. Planting the seeds of love. Expressing your gifts with grace and ease. 5. Number 6. Number 7. Opening the way. Number 8. Slow it down. Number 9. And last one with all your heart and soul. Breathe it in. Hold it at the top. Drop that love down into your belly and feel you are a pillar of light, rising high into the sky and deep into the earth and creating a dome of light around your community. Going into the rocks, the stones, the rivers, the waters, the heavens, the trees. And see you coming into contact with those you love. Eye to eye, hand to hand, creating and building together. Teaching one another, sharing each other's gifts. Planting gardens, dancing with our children and their children in the sun. Crying and laughing in the rains. Rejoicing as earth heals. Rejoicing as our heart heals. And realize there's nothing that you need to do outside of yourself. Go inward. Practice. Nourish yourself from the inside out. And from there, the overflow, where you get to share this overflow with everyone you come into contact with. And you get to pour into those you love. And you get to pour into those people who don't have this kind of support, right? And we can have compassion for those who are ignorant or suffering or in darkness or in fear. And we realize that we don't have to try to fix anybody. We can simply emanate compassion and love and hold space. And now, smiling to your belly, massage the belly. Wow, my hands are hella hot. Ooh, I'm sweating a little bit. Belly's on fire, feeling good. Now it's interesting because this Tummo practice I definitely do if I'm feeling stressed. It definitely drops me down into a deep grounded place. Okay, so this practice is great in the moment if you need some stress relief. And know that the power is in your intention, and we use the breath to amplify that intention. So share with me in the comments how y'all feel from today's Miracle Monday and our 3-round practice of Tummo. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. If you're watching the replay, please put your insights and questions in the comments so I can help y'all out. And remember, tomorrow is the last day to join the Medical Qigong Academy, the Modern Jedi Academy. And we get to dive deep into all this magic and medicine. So if you're interested, send me a direct message. Put a comment in here if you're interested, and we'll definitely be in contact. Okay? So sending y'all lots of love. Thank you for your presence. Love you all. Have a blessed day. And please share this with friends. Share this practice with some friends and family so we can keep grounding in and sharing the love. Sending you lots of love too, Lisa. You're welcome, Wendy. Reese, she said, I'm getting so much out of these lives. They are such a gift. That's what's up. So glad, Reese. So glad. Misha said, was feeling lethargic before this. Now feeling centered in my heart. Energy flowing, baby. Thank you so much. Ives, or Eves, I'm not sure how you pronounce your name, but said, feels so good. Yes, yes. So it's such an honor and a blessing to be with all of you today. Laura, my sister. Can't inner glow, bro. That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, talk to y'all very soon. Ooh, Nelly said, this song dropped in at the end. Thanks, David. Ooh, okay, I'm excited to check out this song. Okay, see y'all very soon. See you Wednesday, Warrior Wednesday. We'll get our workout on.